Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today's the 26th of September. It's 2018. And what you are looking right now is an aerial video taken from one plane of another plane that is clearly, as you can see, even though the predictive programming is causing you still not to believe it, is spraying the atmosphere. For what reason? For what purpose? What is their ultimate goal? Their ultimate goal is, and has been achieved, is to control the weather. Well, why would they want to control the weather? They want to control the weather because if they control the weather, they can completely, totally, 100% control the world, me, you, and everyone we've ever known or met. Period. Don't believe it? Of course you don't. But here's even more proof. First of all, let me show you this. A couple of members of Anonymous sent me these links, and according to their email, they said they did these specifically for me. Well, how true that is, I'm not exactly sure because they're anonymous. But here it is. Indeed, it's Wikipedia. Will these stay up long? I have no clue. I believe they may because it's going to play right into their plan because they are rolling this out and have been rolling this out since I showed you this. Yes, it's Harvard again. Why do I keep showing this to you? Because it's an enormous deal. This is exactly what we've been theorizing for almost a decade. This is them admitting it. This is them showing the exact guy that we figured was behind it, Dr. David Keith, shown right here, and he is. And it also shows exactly what their excuse would be, which we told you about almost 10 years ago, would be to save the Earth from global warming. And it's also showing the exact method that they would use, which would be spraying it out of airplanes like I just showed you. These right here will be a thing of the past. But on this, I digress. Harvard. This website is still up and will always be up because no matter how much we try to explain to you what their long-term goal is, people still aren't listening, so Harvard's not afraid. Here's an additional link. Climate engineering, stratospheric aerosol injection. Now, I know there's a lot of people that just popped up in the last year or two that are demanding that we use their exact terminology as opposed to chemtrails, but the thing is, once you stop calling chemtrails and start using their terminology that people are now becoming familiar with, you're no longer exposing a diabolical conspiracy. You're simply entering into a debate. Do you see how they're now controlling the narrative? Exactly. Why would they want to control the weather? Well, let's listen to this guy. Now, this is also really old news, but it's still real. I apologize that stopped very quickly. This video has been up for 5 years on the Sage of Quay YouTube channel, and it's only got 150,000 views. This is 5 years old. This guy was talking about people in the United States eating genetically modified food for 15 years, so that makes it 20 years now. And he's also talking 5 years ago about privatizing water because humans don't have a right to it. This is the 27th largest company in the world. They're the number one controller of food in the world. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as bottled water when I was a kid. Now it's all bottled water, and all they're doing is poisoning the streams and anything else that isn't in a bottle or under their control. They're making it unfit to drink. How do I know that? Because I travel the country a lot. I talk to farmers. I talk to people. I talk to hikers. People understand that if you don't filter the water, you will indeed become sick. That's exactly what they want. These guys are trying to tell you that water isn't a human right. It's something that should be privatized. Now, this is the actual purpose for this video. There's a website right here called climateglobal.net, and these guys are talking about exactly what I've been telling you about for years, for absolutely years, controlling the weather, and then they're showing various examples where they have controlled the weather, like this, for instance. Okay, I'll spare you the music. But long story short, look what they're showing you. Controlling the weather is awesome because we can help stop dust storms in the desert. Well, here's a thought. Dust storms in the desert are completely and totally natural. People populating areas and then using things like this or using it as an excuse. Do you see what they're showing right here? The same exact things that I showed you the other day. Do you think NEXRAD and Doppler radar are all over the earth and out in the ocean because they want to bring you the most up-to-date weather forecast they possibly can? Not at all. This isn't even the worst part. This is them simply and slowly coming out. Like this, like this, like this. And every single solitary time they're showing you how much it'll help humanity. Now, what is this right here? The new payment rule by 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗻? Well, that's what 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗻 is. It's a Bitcoin device that only 1 billion will be made, and 1 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗻 is equal to the 1 cost of a fresh barrel of water. Do you see what these motherfuckers are doing? Exactly what I was telling you. Exactly what so many before me, exactly what so many like me have been telling you. Do you think the 666 right here is a complete and total coincidence once again? I apologize for the language, but I have been beating this drum for so very long, and the thing is they're just continuing to move forward, and some absolute assholes are still walking around thinking that this is just completely fine, everything's good, nothing to see here. The first in the world Kazakhstan commodity is the Bitcoin, the 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗻. Well, what do we know about Kazakhstan? Seriously, what do we know about this place? Well, I'll tell you what, we've been talking about it for a long, long time because it turns out that is the capital of the Illuminati's plans. Their headquarters are right here. It goes on and on and on. And we've been showing this to you for years ad nauseum. You've got the egg. You've got the serpent holding the egg. Where have we seen that before? Well, there's only one channel that actually has 4K video that's still up and available of the Great Serpent Mound, where the serpent's coming out of the spiral, which represents a portal, and it's holding a snake in its mouth. I'll leave links in the description, but I showed you this a long time ago, and there's a reason for it. At any rate, snake holding the egg. There's the egg. There's the egg. There's the snake. Here's Kazakhstan. Here's Astana. There's their new White House. 𝗦𝗫𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 on either side. These were also the same thing as the Twin Towers that went down, defying physics in 9 and 10 seconds, respectively, on 9/11. But again, I digress. There you go. 𝗦𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, pyramid in the back, the new White House, the Sun Tower, or the snake holding the egg. This isn't conspiracy theory, people. How much longer do we have to tell you about this, and how much longer do they just continue to come out with it, and somehow you're still denying it? They're going to take away the water. They're going to make it impossible to live. They're going to continue to create storms and then hype them as though it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of an era. That's it. For some, I guess it's one way to look at it. It's the end of the world for us, but this world isn't all there is. We came here for a reason. Nobody wakes up in the morning anymore and asks themselves, why did God create me? Because science keeps telling them that nothing exploded and we're simply amoebas. Survival of the fittest. We used to be monkeys. If you believe that, this is the wrong channel, but feel free to continue to troll and email and so forth and so on. But for the rest of you, wake up. It's happening. Here it is. Here we go. They're going to take away your water now. The most valuable commodity in the world, because they destroyed all the natural and free-flowing water that was on this earth. Wake up.